Hi, in this video we're going to take a quick look at creating your first new class in Classroom. So, when we have navigated to the Classroom homepage, the first thing that we need to do is go up to this little plus icon here, which is for creating or joining classes. You'll note that here it says add a class to get started or join class. This is really something pupils will do more often, but sometimes as a teacher you might have to join a classroom because it's either a template classroom that one of your colleagues has created to share resources, or because it's part of a CLPL. For you, for the most part though, you'll be using this plus button up here and then choosing the option to create a class. When you've done this, the one thing that is required is the class name. Some teachers will elect to put all of the information in this field here and leave the others blank. Others will use these other sections. The way that I personally find it useful is to put in the class name here and the year that you're teaching them or the session you're teaching them. And that means that in the future, when you come back to archived classes to find posts that you might want to reuse, it's easy to identify which year that class was from. So for example, this might be example class 2E1, and I would just say 21/22. And that means that on that first bar of the class name, I can identify what the subject was, the actual class group, and the year that that class was taught. And I actually personally, rather than putting the class name and section, put my name in here because that will appear, whatever's in the section area will appear as like a subtitle underneath the class name. The others may or may be useful for you. You could put the room name in. You know, in most cases, pupils know where they're going, so it's not such a huge issue. So you can just create the class now. And it'll take a wee moment to do this because as it's creating the class, it's also creating a folder in your Google Drive for all the class resources that you create and assign in that classroom. And then it will take you to your actual classroom here. When we go back, I'll just go to our classroom homepage here. You'll find that you now have a tile of this classroom there, and you'll see what I was saying before about the title of the classes up at the top here, and then we've got the name of the teacher at the bottom there. There are some other icons here, other options here, like using the options here to edit the details. So if you realize that you want to change that, you can do. And you can also archive that classroom, which kind of stores it away for later reuse, but we'll cover that in another video, and copy invitation links to invite people to your class, but we'll talk about that in a separate video too. Within your class, the other things that you might want to do are customize it up here by choosing a new theme. And if you go into there, you'll find that there are lots of different themes to choose on, arranged by subject area or just generally. You can upload your own photographs, so you might want to take a class photo. Really up to yourself how you want to deal with that. From here on out, the other videos that we'll talk about are what we use these different areas of the classroom for and some of the other things that we're going to do in terms of adding pupils to it. So for now, we'll leave the video and move on.